The song changes, but remains the same. Welcome to the first Superior Adventures Guild stream of the Shadesong Saga. I'm Bleakseason, your GM. This story began several years ago, offline, and I'm now incredibly happy and proud to be able to continue it here online. This is Saga 7, The Well. You can catch up on all the other sagas that came before, as well as uncover lore and more information about exactly what Shadesong is by visiting my online journal at bleakseason.wordpress.com. The saga that begins tonight and will last 3 sessions takes place in the Magisterium, a place of magic, near immortality, and mystery. But it's also a place with several dark secrets. 50 years ago, the Magisterium was invaded by the forces of the Necro-King Galra. These forces made their way into the Celestial Cave and infected the Well of Eternity, from which Eldrin get their magic and their long lives, with a dark entity called the Necrophage. While the well was cleansed, things began to change in the Magisterium. Children were now born who had ash-gray skin. These children, the sages proclaimed, were infected and corrupted by the Necrophage and were a threat to the Magisterium. Abandoned and treated as second-class citizens by the Eldrin, these gray Eldrin began congregating in the dark alleys of the city or in the shadowy ancient ruins buried deep beneath the cities of the Magisterium. There, they grew either acceptant of their harsh fate or grew angry and began taking action against their brethren of the top world. Our players tonight will take on the roles of such a group of gray Eldrin, young ones who have grown up in the shadow of their forebears' cruelty and rejection, grown up on deeply buried streets among other exiles. They yearn to make a name for themselves, or perhaps earn a bit of respect and a chance at a better life. I'd like you to meet our players here tonight. Very, very glad you could join us, guys. Super happy to have you all on board. I couldn't say it any other way. I would hug you, but you're not here, which makes hugging a little difficult. I would like to introduce you then. So if you want to give us a bit of an intro, tell us who you are, where people can find you, what you're up to, and then tell us who your character is. Don't go into too much detail. We'll have an opportunity shortly to delve into that, but give us an idea of your character's name and class, perhaps. And we will start with Tim.
All right, I'm Tim. You can find me on Twitter as Flam Blackmore. A little bit of what I'm doing. I'm playing on this, which is a treat. I'm also playing on a long campaign on Rainbows and Razor Blades. We're playing Cyberpunk Red. I play basically a murder hobo on a leash. It's kind of fun. And doing a few other projects at the moment, but nothing to say about those just yet. I'm playing Eno, who also goes by the stage name Vivino. Vivino the Lark is his full stage name. Also a slightly superhero motif, anyway. But he's a bard.
And as we all know, bards are strange creatures. Tim has played in one of these sagas before. 2 sagas ago, I think. So I'm super happy to have you back, playing a different character, right?
Yeah, I am not a dwarf barbarian.
No, who was like the follower of some ancient death god. So things are sort of looking up for you.
A little different.
Thanks for joining us again, Tim. I really appreciate it. And then my friend Kevin Games.
Yes, hello. I am Kevin. I can be found online at Kevran Games on all the socials. I am the host and the game master for the Game Night Heroes podcast. It's an audio play, narrative play podcast where we tell cool stories like we're going to tell here tonight. I am making my debut here on Superior Adventurers Guild, so thank you for having me. I am playing Feandar McKistriel, who is also known as Fane. He's a young man who follows a path that he knows that those around him need to be brought to the glory that they deserve, and that requires a strong hand, and it will be his. So thanks for having me here. I am playing a war cleric, so let's get into
some war action.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Super glad to have you here. We've played also before. together, and it was a great time. I can wait to have you back.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. And finally, making his streaming debut, I do believe, Scoozy.
Hello, I'm Scoozy. You can find me on socials at Scooz News. This is my streaming debut here at Superior Adventures Guild. I run a weekly game for some friends. It's been really lovely to connect with folks in the Adventurers Guild. I will be playing Tilashi, also known as Osh the Unwilling, who is a warlock, a gaudy, flamboyant warlock.
Beautiful.
And what is he unwilling to do? Never mind, we'll find out.
We will.
We also have a fourth member, Travis Eversalt, who will be joining us at an opportune moment when it is time to introduce his character. So before we start, I would like to give some thanks. I would like to thank the players so much for being here. I would like to thank all the viewers also who are checking us out. As I mentioned, I'm Bleakseason. You can find me at the Bleakseason on Twitter. Here every second Sunday where I jam a brand new Blade Runner campaign. And on Tuesday nights where I play in Dungeon Dave's Heroes of Greyhawk campaign, which is going to begin in earnest a week from the broadcast of this game. Going to be a lot of fun, a lot of stuff going on over at the Superior Adventures Guild. I'd like to extend a few more thanks, some shout outs to the people that help make these games happen. First, my friend Lewis at Phoenix Designs for the amazing Shadesong logo. Big thanks also to Dungeon Dave for inviting me to bring Shadesong to Guild Superior, handling the production tonight, and for working extra hard to get all these amazing overlays and everything done for us. Some thanks go to Syrinscape and Tabletop Audio for the music. And last and always, a shout out to the immortal Gump Worsley, our spirit animal. Finally, a very special thank you to all the members of the Superior Adventures Guild, all the cool peeps in our Discord playing our games, including our awesome players here tonight. If you would like to join us, please drop by our Discord. If you're new to the hobby of streaming, if you're looking for your first shot at being in an actual play, we have tons of opportunities for people to join the table, whether you're just dipping your first toe in the water, whether you want to jump in headfirst like a seasoned pro. We have room around our table for you. Now, let's get back to our players and kick off this session 1 of the Shadesong Saga number 7, The Well. Did that sound ominous enough?
Oh, it's there.
Well, I don't.
I was going for Celine Dion meets Hulk Hogan.
That is an ominous image.
That is an ominous image.
That is an ominous image. All right, if you guys are ready, imagine, if you will, a vast, beautiful city built of circular paths within circular paths, elegant stonework and woodworked bridges, trees, plants, flowers of every color year-round, lakes and waterways of crystal clear water that shimmers like a handful of diamonds in the sun. Imagine the Eldrin, regal, content, smiling, enamored of music or art, all the finer things. Ageless, nearly immortal, these Eldrin fill their lives with easy care and easy loving. Then imagine moving down below the ground, beneath the walkways and the flowers and the smiles and the happiness, beneath the joy, beneath the contentment. Imagine living your life cast out not only of your city of birth, but of your people, your culture, your future. All because you look a little different. Just a little. But that little difference is a chasm to some, wide as the day, and hatred is long. Here then live the grey Eldrin, forever beneath the sandals of their people. There are fairy tales, and then there is life here in Arkala. Some say these ancient ruins, testament to the existence of a civilization that lived so long ago that even the dustiest and mustiest scrolls of the great library of Khartoum contain no hints of them. But they are here, strange constructions that sometimes defy understanding, impossibly tall buildings now fused to the surrounding rocks, stairwells that jut out over vast, empty spaces and appear to lead nowhere, columns of stone and other materials that reach far up into the cavernous darkness and deep into nebulous depths below. In the further reaches, things stir, hungry things, devilish things that thrive in the dark and wait for senseless explorers to step into their den. The sense of oppression is constant, for above you always are rock, stone, earth, and the Eldrin of the Magisterium. Here, however, in the gaudy hall, there is color and life. This is where the gay Eldrin who live beneath veil gather. It is where what meager supplies and entertainment are to be found below can be purchased or bartered for. In the far corner over there is Davanel's empty cup, where wine and other spirits of dubious provenance can be had. And Osoin plays the lute most days there, a cracked tin cup at her feet, like an ode to hope. Over here is Sundries, the only shop in Irkala that is reliably stocked. They do whisper that the owner, Solma, has a lover in the top world who keeps her well supplied. Across the way is Adenos' leather shop, and just in front, Marwa's roots and vegetable stand. A highly optimistic way of describing what is, at best, a few baskets of tubers, roots, and mushrooms. But it is more than others have, and growing up around here, you know well to give thanks for what you do have. On this early afternoon, you have set an appointment to meet at the Empty Cup for a drink and some gossip, but there's still some time before the meeting. What are you doing? Who would like to go first? Tell us a little bit about themselves and what you're currently doing.
Okay, I guess I will go first then. There is a small area, a pit, I guess you could say, behind one of these small little structures here. The pit's only about half as deep as the height of one of the Eldrin who make their life down here. And within the pit, there is a small crowd who's gathered around. There are two young men within, and they are sharing a dance this midday that is a mixture of blood, sweat, pain, and proving oneself. And as the struggle kind of commences between the two of them, there is one of them specifically shirtless. He's got sweat dripping down his lithe form. There's a couple of scars across his shoulders and biceps, wrists, and hands from the various other types of entertainment like this that he has sought out. And another divining feature, his head is shaved into a mohawk, now hanging back. And he is in the struggle with this other young man. And in this moment, the two of them, wrapped within each other, fighting and wrestling, may go down to the ground. There is a bit of a tussle as well. And Fane finds himself victorious very nearly over his opponent. The crowd cheers slightly, but not for any money or any glory, but just for the fact that he proved something. And he stands, looks around, and in a little bit of feeling that he knows that there's more to everything here, he doesn't really respond to them. Instead, he offers a hand up to the other young man and helps him back up to his feet. And with that, he knows that he's got to make his way to go meet the others. He hopes that Eno hasn't gotten himself into some trouble this day.
Speaking of Eno, what is the sagacious bard up to?
Well, Eno being slightly younger than the rest, slightly smaller than the rest, slightly slighter than the rest, finds himself just about to the cup, but he's kind of distracted, kind of nervous as he kind of paces about, because in front of the empty cup is a pair of young gray Eldrin that he finds particularly attractive, and he has not the courage to approach them. So he kind of, without making eye contact with anyone, begins to play slightly on his pan flute, a kind of mournful, lonely tune, while kind of looking back and forth between where he's supposed to meet his friends and these two young women that he is impossibly completely crippled from approaching, and all the while hoping and praying that one of his friends will come along and help him out of his conundrum.
A tongue-tied bard.
Love
Oh,
it.
oh, very different. Speaking of your friends, Osh, the Unwilling.
Osh has not yet made his way out of the ruins where he lives. So there's a sort of a small, partially rubble building with two cots. And as Osh gets up for this day, the other cot remains empty. And he sort of sighs and gets out of bed and reaches for his boots. And he mutters under his breath, like, I am grateful, really. I am grateful, but I don't see the point in all of these gaudy clothes. And he laces up his boots past his calf with bright orange toes and light blue laces. He stands up and rolls his eyes to himself. There's nobody around at this point. And he puts on a sort of coat that's similar burnt orange to the toes of his boots. And he dons like what can only be described as like weathered magenta cloak. So it's like not pink anymore. It's like approaching, like it's got hints of burgundy in it. Ties his hair into a braid, puts the cloak up, grabs his adjusts some of the rings on his fingers and walks out the door. Before, at the threshold, he pauses and takes like a deep, big breath. And then puts on this like ridiculous smile and saunters out the few blocks towards the center square.
Incredible. All right. Well, let's take a look then at the gaudy hall where you and your friends gather when you can, when you have time, when you have a few extra dollars, or coins, rather, I should say, to spend. Here is Osh, the Unwilling, on his way in, and we have also with us, as soon as I find them, Bandar and Vivino. Where is Vivino? Where did I put you, Vivino? Oh, Vivino, where are you?
Where art thou?
Where art thou, Vivino? Vivino, Vivino, where art thou?
Is Fane still shirtless?
If
Is it
well,
shirtless?
if I am arriving, yeah, you will see that Fane has now donned his armor. It is a chainmail that is a dull gray in color. He does carry a pretty large warhammer with his hand. It's just below the size of a maul. It's a two-handed type of deal, but he can wield it with one hand if necessary. He also has a shield strapped to his back, and underneath his other hand, he has a, although it's Eldrin make, a old tattered helmet with a break partially across the front of it. It's very noticeably from the surface, though. It's a something that he's acquired, we'll say.
I think everything down here is acquired in one way or another. As you make your way into the gaudy hall, you find it as lively as it ever gets, with people going through and through a little bit. It's always strange being in here, of course, because people adapt to, harsh situations in different ways, and so some of the people here seem to be, pretty sort of carefree and content, and just happy to be able to pick up a couple of mushrooms, or to even have a half a cup of sour wine over at the empty cup here. But some other people, it really weighs down on them, and you can see some people are very sort of morose and dark and sort of, moving listlessly through the halls. Obviously, you've grown up here, so this place is very much your home now, and you're accustomed to it, and it's got its comforts. It's got at least a comfort of familiarity, people that you know, and you've had some good nights sitting out here at the table outside the empty cup. Many a nights has been spent here listening to Vivino speak so eloquently when reciting verse, and then stumbling all over himself like a toddler when he sees a a pretty young eldering go by. You find yourselves arriving now, and the place is abuzz with much in the way of scuttlebutt. There is word is spreading throughout the place that Darkath himself will be returning to Irkala very soon. Darkath, of course, is one of the eldest Eldrin around, and is also pretty much the sort of grand leader of the rebellious movement that you guys find yourselves at this point mere peons in to a certain degree, where you get to do little jobs here and there, mostly causing trouble and raising a ruckus, but nothing of the real sign of action that perhaps some of you guys are really interested in. But Darkath returning obviously signals that something big is afoot, probably. So there's a little buzz of excitement going on throughout the market, and you're quite surprised when you arrive at your table to find your friend Tovin already there. Tovin Shale, a couple of cups in already, and you're kind of taken aback when you see him, because Tovin is one of those guys that luck just never worked for him. Like, luck's never at his side. Always, he's got schemes, got ideas, got, trying different things, but things never work out. He's always kind of like, on a bit of a hard bend. But you see him now, and he's dressed in some serious fineries, the likes of which you've never seen down here. He's got a very nice shirt with billowing sleeves, a nice vest over it. He's got a broad-brimmed hat with a beautiful feather on it, and it's all very much the likes of which you've never seen down here. And people are kind of looking at him kind of weirdly. And as you approach, he sees you guys, and he raises his glass, and he calls for more wine to come, and he welcomes you over. Guys, come on, get over here. We're waiting for you.
Fane will turn to his companions, and just so only they can hear, will say, "Another glass of wine in midday. It would seem that our friend is trying to give you both a run for your money in terms of his eccentricities."
I don't see eccentricities. I see money.
I smell money.
Yes.
Well, wine is wine.
Yeah. Yes, I guess so.
Come on, guys, come on. Gather around. Two
What
flagons
news?
of your not so bad wine, would you?
The not so bad.
The not so bad today. We're celebrating.
What?
Celebrating in the presence of a lord, it would seem. So what exactly are we celebrating?
You gotta admit, these duds are pretty nice, huh?
You would be
It
buried.
look better on somebody with more handsome face, perhaps.
What do you know? Come on, guys, have some wine. We're celebrating Darkath's returning, didn't you hear?
Oh, we certainly did.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going down?
Hey,
If Darkath is returning, clearly that there is a purpose, and clearly there's a method. I would dare say that perhaps we're to see some action.
Guess who maybe knows a little something here and there?
you do, obviously.
Of course I do. Aren't I your most au courant pal? Aren't I the one who usually has a finger in every pie, an ear at every door?
He has pies that you do not pay for, usually.
Okay, fair point. But you know what I'm saying, right? You guys want some pie? I can get you some pie. A couple of eel pies. Yeah. Cool.
You know I don't like eel pies.
Oh, have you ever tried eel pie?
The texture is wrong.
Not after a couple glasses of wine.
Oh, but
All right, fine. Bring some of that minced meat.
yes.
Is meat? All right.
Meat. Yes.
It's not so bad meat.
It's not
There's
so bad.
mushroom in there.
Mushroom in there, and other stuff that we're not going to talk about. Yeah,
There's some
so
form of fungus in there. It's all right.
Well, dare I say, you skip with the niceties and maybe make a more direct path with your speech. What do you know?
I'm a performer. Let me work up to, to the stars.
You a performer? Yeah,
Oh, I'm good. You're just jealous. You're just jealous.
yes.
I hold you in highest team. Come on.
Yeah,
Vino, you're my guy.
yeah,
My
I
guy.
know.
But so here's what I heard. I was hanging about upstairs. And did you know that the Archmage is about to marry her son, the prince?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Marry him off or marry him herself? Your words.
No,
Yes,
not
it's
marry.
very-
No. Guys,
Ooh.
marrying
Yeah.
him off. Marrying him off.
So, okay, fine.
Is
How
it-
are you rich?
Yes, where did these clothes come from?
You don't want to hear about.
No, I want to know how you got money.
Well, I can't tell you guys. All right, look. Let's just say that some very important people needed some stuff done, and old Tovin here, he got it done for them, and they were pretty generous. All I'm saying is enjoy it. When was the last time I bought around?
I never, not once, not in one single
See?
round ever in the history of rounds have you bought a round.
There you go. And I've just bought 2. Here, have another one.
Can I check the weight? It's like ask the person who's bringing out the wine. It's like, did he pay for this? Is he good?
She's like, I have no clue how he did it, but yes, he did.
Whoa.
You guys are good. You're good.
This feels like
Wrong. I know. I'm. It feels wrong to me too to be buying, but one must adapt.
Life is about change, sometimes violently. You were saying something about this marriage. Does this have a correlation with the fact you have money besides helping people out?
Well,
And
I know.
where
I
does
can't
the-
say it.
Well, where does the general fit in? with
What
all
can
this?
you say? You cannot say where you get money. You cannot say about.
Are you guys sitting down? Yeah, you're sitting down.
I have to. Yes.
Prince is getting married to a human.
What purpose?
The daughter of the human emperor of the Imperium.
Interesting.
Wait. Human princess.
Yeah, apparently she's called Impera as the heir of the. I don't know, but yeah, basically.
I do not see how this correlates to you having money.
Well, look, guys, there's a lot of stuff going on that you don't know about that I'm not necessarily at liberty to tell you right now.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that there's probably a lot of opportunity in the air. By the end of the week, who knows? Y'all could be decked out in these fineries too, Would any of you feel like giving me an insight check if you have proficiency in insight?
Yes,
If
please.
you don't, we'll take a pass on. But if you have proficiency, give me.
I sure do.
All right, I do as well.
Rolled a 9.
I rolled a 15.
Okay. Well,
Off to a
first
great
thing,
start with an 18 here.
nice.
Nice.
Ash, you are a little bit distracted because your ring is in the process of changing colors and it's turning a beautiful golden amber, which usually you take to mean that this is interesting to the person listening in. And as for the other two of you, Vino and Fane, your rolls tell you that your friend is clearly dissembling, clearly not telling you, if not everything, some outright lies. They don't seem malicious in that you don't feel that he's hiding something from you because he's trying to hurt you or whatever. It really just feels to you like, especially you perhaps, Fane with your high roll, that he's perhaps embarrassed, or at least nervous in some ways. Just enjoy it, guys. Who knows when it's going to come back around, right? I mean, changes in the air. Darkath's back.
Right, but the
Things are going to happen.
Okay, listen. He Ash dresses like that because he's Ash.
He's always been very well dressed. I always found. I always thought Ash.
Yes.
Thank you.
I am a performer like you. Do you see me wear gaudy things?
No, but I always kind of thought that was more your thing, like kind of backup player in the band more than.
Okay, no, it's not backup. It's
Oh.
it's background.
Oh, okay. Background. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Like standing further back on the ground.
No, like so when eyes I don't want to see me look, they don't.
I have no clue what you just said, but I'm sure it was very interesting. Fane, was there a point that Vivino was making?
Sometimes even I wonder. But specifically, I wonder about what more information you have about the general. Darkath returning, if he's been gone for some time, clearly this bodes a large harbinger of the things to change, as you say.
For sure. A lot. There's a lot going on.
Well, I,
Like?
for one, I say looking at the table, I'm going to make my case to the general. I know that I'm ready for the actual work to begin.
And as you say that, you hear from behind you another voice that says, well, we'll see about that. Coriel wants to see you.
The hell? What?
When you turn, you see one of the Eldrin that you know serves Darkath, and Coriel. Coriel is sort of like your contact into the the sort of movement. He takes care of. He handles like the street level stuff, so he's been kind of the one that's been giving you missions here and there. And this is one of his goons. You can never really tell them apart. There's like 6 or 7 of them, but they all kind of wear cloaks and masks around their face, and they're all dressed similar, and it's very hard to tell who's who. But this is one of them, and he's standing there looking very ominous and looking straight at you, Fane. It's like, I saw you fight this morning.
You were fighting again?
It wasn't pretty well at that.
It was a contest in jest, training. A point had to be proved.
Always a point with you, Fane. Always a point to be proven.
There's always a point.
Did you prove your point?
One could say.
He did.
He won. That face means he won.
And he did well enough that Coriel is interested in having a word with him. So if you come with me.
I shall. His commands are mine to follow.
Oh my God. Would you
My
stop
companions as well? Or?
Yeah, I guess if you want to bring a couple other hands, it wouldn't be amiss. Not him, though, pointing at Tovin.
No.
We don't need him mucking stuff up.
Not to worry. I can vouch for both Eno and for Osh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just stop talking, soldier. Or it's just. Oh.
So, are you coming?
Yes. And Fane will follow him out. He'll pass by those 2 ladies that Eno was having a hard time with earlier, and they both turn and maybe give Fane some attention. But he's been there and done that.
They know who you are. They heard about your fight more than anything.
Yeah, so but he's been there and done that, so he doesn't really pay any attention right now. So
Eno hides behind Osh.
You're just gonna leave me here, guys? Like all this wine and these eel pies.
Someone has to continue to make the tavern look good, and might as well be you.
Osh runs up to the table and I grab a piece of the pie and I swig some of the wine and then I say, "Thank you very much. It's good to see you, Tovin. All right. Good luck with your frills."
Okay, don't try to be noticed. Bye.
No one ever notices me.
What?
I didn't hear him say anything.
Here's your. I'll pass, like a couple of coins and say, "This is for a bet on Fane's new battle."
You know, I hate winning money from him. I do, but he's just so predictable.
Maybe I'm the sucker.
You know, you're nice. That's all it is.
It's predictable, but he wins, and really, that's all that matters. Now, come along. He takes you through several back alleys, and eventually you arrive at the Buried Hall, which was probably at some point some sort of temple or a place of worship in one of the ancient cultures that used to live in these ruins when they were above ground, so a very long time ago. It's a very cavernous hall that basically has become the sort of headquarter, if you will, of the rebellion, though you sort of suspect that it's probably more of a front where they do some business, but the real stuff goes down somewhere else because it's kind of easy to access and it's kind of well known. So you figure it's a bit of a red herring. But when you get there, you see a couple of other groups leaving that are about your stature in this movement, in this rebellion. And they all seem pretty excited, and they all seem like, like they've just got something. And they kind of eye you a little bit as you go by, and then sort of move on. So it's like, other little groups like you, 3 or 4 Grey Eldrin who usually end up getting the same kind of gigs that you do. When you walk into the hall, there's a few people here and there. There's definitely a degree of activity that you haven't seen before going on. It's clear that whether or not Dark Cat's really returning, there's definitely something afoot. And obviously this news about the wedding is probably the kind of thing to light some fire under some asses. You meet Coriel, and you've known Coriel for some time, like when you were way younger. He already approached you when you were pretty young, like started kind of getting you ready when you were really young to sort of get into this stuff. And back then he would have you run messages or things of that nature, or he kind of tried to mentor you a little bit. He was always a little bit kind of hard, but fairly fair. And he would once in a while give you like an apple or a couple coins, or give you your first taste of wine maybe, or something like that. Like he was definitely kind of trying to prepare you to come into this life. Coriel is like most Grey Eldrin. He's got the gray ash skin. He's got a little bit of a white goatee, and he's got a bit of a white brush cut that's in a bit of a mohawk. Also, usually wears leathers and whatnot. He, he's the kind of guy that as a kid you looked up to and went, well, like, that's what I want to be when I grew up, kind of thing. No, you're not too sure because he doesn't seem to have going up in ranks or anything like that since back in the day. He still seems to be running kind of low level stuff, but he's still the guy. And as you come in, he's like, Fane, heard you punched another one in the teeth good this morning.
Some could say.
Get your asses around here.
Yes.
He looks at Vivino. Yeah, okay, you're that singer guy, right?
Well, I sing a little, but I play mostly.
Where's the butcher?
I didn't see him today.
It's not like the butcher not to be around.
He's indisposed.
We did drink very heavily last night.
Yes.
He'll turn to one of his Goombas and go find the butcher. Tell him I want to see him as soon as he gets his ass up. Well, we don't got time to lose, so I'm going to tell you what I need right away, and then I'll send Butcher to catch up with you.
Of course.
Heard the rumor, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The wedding.
Also, the general.
Yeah, Dark Cat's returning, and yes, there's going to be a wedding, but the wedding's far in the future. What we've got right now is that the human who is marrying the prince,
The princess.
her name,
Right.
yes, if you wish to call her that, although anyways, she's in town to meet the prince, the first time that they meet, and to, I guess, arrange for the wedding and all that, which should take place later in the year. Darkath thinks that this is a great opportunity for us to let people outside of the walls of the magisterium know exactly what's going on here and how these the Eldrin are treating us here. So he wants to make a bit of a splash, a bit of a show, make sure that this princess, I guess, takes back word of what exactly is going on here, what kind of hypocrites she's fixing to marry into up there. He's given me a couple of jobs, and well, after Fane's brilliant victory this morning, I figured that perhaps it was time to give you guys a little bit more than crumbs, if that is, you're ready for it.
We are.
Absolutely.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, shut up. Yes, you are. And nudge.
Fane shoots Eno a look like, really? And he just looks back to Coriel. We are ready.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
For her to see we are treated badly, she will need to see us treated badly, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay, good.
He's got a... Yeah, I'm not sending you up there to get whipped or anything.
Oh, okay. He visibly like relaxes.
You're a weird man. He drags a little box, a little metal box up to him. He opens it up and he takes from it what looks like a little stone. But any of you with Arcana or any sort of magical power, which I think is all of you actually, will feel that there's a little bit of power contained in this stone, and there's a sigil of power that's written on it. Like, this is a hexen rune. Who wants to carry it? It's not dangerous.
Oh, the thing.
Yeah, Fane will reach out.
Or Ash, I don't.
All right, Fane, you get it.
Fane will take it.
All right. So we have one problem, is that we don't know exactly where the prince and his betrothed are going to be. So we're going to cover all our bases. We figured out the most likely spots, and we're going to send groups to each of them, everyone with one of those hexen stones, to be ready. I need you guys to go upstairs to the conservatory by the main entrance. I need to loiter around there this evening. And if it so happens that the prince and the betrothed and the retinue and everybody else that's bound to be on this fucking shit show shows up, you're going to take that room. You're going to give it a little squeeze, and you're going to get an amazing light show. Darkath has prepared a whole bunch of fairly powerful illusions. They're going to create light and sound. They're going to create everything we need. This great show that's going to show this princess exactly what's going on here. It's going to have a message from Darkath explaining the situation, and we're hoping that it's going to cause a little bit of stir, a little bit of trouble, kind of get people agitated, people talking, and we're basically going to be doing this everywhere she goes. Someone's going to pop up there with a rune like this, pop up the light show. Everywhere she goes, she's going to get it right in her face, exactly what's going on, how these people are treating us, what they're doing to us. And, you know, I don't think it's going to put these people off their appetite for a wedding. These people are, you know, by nature pretty disgusting, so they'll probably still go ahead with it. But, you know, at least it sort of gets the message out a little bit. And it's a bit of a, you know, we're here, pay attention to us. You know, just sort of a calling card kind of thing.
Are all of the messages different or the same?
Yeah, all of them. Basically, Darkath has compiled some of the most egregious things that have happened over the past few decades, and each of these hexen runes will go into detail, showing illusory images of some of these events, and Darkath explaining sort of what happened. Like, remember the massacre that we had down in the Greenfields a couple years ago? The fire. Remember the fire?
The second fire.
Yeah, but we're also going to talk about the first one because it wasn't as big, but, you know, it did set back. People starved, right? There was most of the grain that we had that year, and it just went. So,
right.
Is this something you think you can do?
Just clarifying, we are not attacking the prince.
No, you're gonna get killed.
Right.
Don't do that.
Okay.
You're gonna get killed. Like the security is gonna be
Good.
off the charts. That's why we're not doing anything too overtly violent.
Good.
We
All right.
want,
You hear that, Fane? We are not attacking the prince.
We want to rattle their cage. We
Right.
don't want to start a
Not-
bloodbath here. It's
Right.
not the time. Darkath has plans.
Right. Shouldn't.
And I think it
No
just
violence.
about them.
Right.
Do we need to stick around for end of light show, or can we?
Up to you. My suggestion would be once it starts to try and get the hell out of there because they're going to be looking for any gray face they can in the crowd. So go there, loiter around tonight. You see them as soon as they get in front of that conservatory. Put a little juice in that hexen rune. It's going to take care of itself, and you skedaddle on out of there.
We will do this.
And guys, I know this seems like it's not much, but consider this your rite of passage. This goes off well, without a hitch, then maybe we got something a little bit more substantial for you after.
This is the group with no hitches. We're going to be fine. Yes.
Right.
It's what I like to hear. As soon as Darkath came in me with these things, I was like, I know the guy. Points to you, Fane. Him and his guys never let me down before. Well, there was that one time at the Silver Pond, but you know, that's okay. I understand what happened there.
Butcher
Well,
didn't.
that man
mean
had
it.
imbibed a magical potion to make him faster than me. Otherwise, it would have been different.
I absolutely agree.
Also, Butcher didn't mean to do that. It was not. He was just having a bad day.
It's probably best the Butcher's not here. I don't think we need his peculiar talents anyways for this one. All right. He reaches into another little, opens the drawer of his desk and he pulls out a little pouch, tosses it at you. A couple of coin if you need to, get some food or some drink while you're out there tonight. Or pay off some guard to look the other way. Just, stay low.
Stay low. Yes.
Please give our regards to the general. Let Darkath know that we are his men. True and true.
Oh,
I will. He'll be happy to hear that. All right, get out of here. I got to see some other guys.
Van will give a curt bow and then he will turn very sharply on his heels. It almost looks like he's storming out, but he's kind of walking with purpose out of the area.
Purposefully not storming out. As you walk out, you hear some of the goons go, he knows how to make an exit.
hmm Yes, but the exit's always the same.
Well rehearsed, well practiced.
Yes.
You find yourself as you exit the buried hall to a little plaza that's got stairs that go back up towards the main area of the city.
Okay. He kneels down, takes his pack off, starts rummaging through. Do one of you want to be like different face? What? He starts pulling out like disguise stuff. What do you want to do?
That is entirely the point of why we have to strive against them. We could disguise our faces, our skin, our appearance, but we shouldn't have to.
Okay, I know okay. But
And this, he holds up to the runestone, is a joke. He felt we right for this mission because he saw me fight earlier, and they were messenger boys. Darkath will not fully learn of our abilities, of our strength, unless he is shown.
okay, but you
Wait.
heard it. No violence.
Listen, we don't need to disguise ourselves. We just slip into darkness at dusk. It is sunset, perhaps a romantic walk between betrothed and, new prince. But I don't. You say you want to boldly step beyond our scope and impress General.
I don't. He does.
Yes, Fane. Okay.
I thought being impressive was your thing,
He's gonna fiddle with his ring real hard right about now.
It is the color of mirth, which is a little bit of green with some silver sparkles throughout.
Okay.
I do wish the butcher were here. He would understand what I'm speaking of.
He
He's a man
understands
who knows
very
the way of the
little.
blade.
I would have to talk him down from violence too.
Yes.
Hey guys, over here, guys. When you turn, you see hiding beneath the steps is your friend, Tovin,
Tovin, what are you doing?
holding his hat.
This
Oh,
is like the multi-level marketing guy that like you kind of just like roll your eyes at like every once in a while. Like,
That's it. That's it.
He's spam mailing.
yeah. Slump shoulders. Eno's gonna walk over to him.
Hey, so you got a mission?
No. Straight up.
of
lie.
course not.
Just straight up lied to him.
Okay. All right then.
I love it.
Guys, I'm in deep fucking trouble, guys. I need your help.
Did you pay your tab?
Yeah,
Wow.
I paid my tab, but can I show you something?
Sure. Why not?
Depends what it is.
There's nothing it could be that would surprise me.
All right, look, just come with me. Just come with me. It's not far.
Fine.
So you follow him back up the stairs, and he goes kind of towards the market, but then he takes a different path a little bit, and he goes off into some of the caverns that are on the side. And you know that these caverns eventually exit out into the port area of Vale. So you have like different entrance and exits that you can that sort of go onto the port of Vale. And you're going through these little things, and you're walking for maybe 20 minutes or so through these various tunnels, and some sections of them are kind of like, sewer type things with like man-made blocks of concrete that you're walking on, and some flags and stuff, and then you'll be in like a natural cave, and then there'll be like another one that's kind of overgrown with vines. Like it's sort of all over the place. And then at some point you're sort of arriving at a little area, and you can see that there's a little bit of light, like maybe there's a candle or something sort of on the side. And he's like, all right guys, I'm gonna show you something, but I swear to God, I didn't mean to do this. All right, things just got out of hand, and I really didn't mean to. You guys got to help me out, man. I'm in deep shit.
Well, you could say that, or you could show us.
All right, I don't think I can look. It's just over there. There's like a little alcove in the tunnel there. Just I don't think I can look.
All right, fine. I go.
Is he being shiesty?
Yeah. Seems a little sketch.
When you come around, you do notice there's a little alcove that's sort of it's like a natural kind of little alcove, and inside you see what look like mattresses, maybe a little thing normally would have like a coal fire maybe or something like that, and there's like a candle, and there's a very dead Eldrin lying in the middle of the room, mostly naked right now, with a knife sticking out of his chest, and just sort of lying on his back there.
Do I recognize this Eldrin?
No, you don't. He definitely looks like he probably belonged to the clothes that your friend is wearing right now. Vivino, if you would, can you, Vivino, give me it's gonna sound really kind of weird. No, okay, give me a perception check. Let's call it that.
Perception.
Yeah.
18.
All right. Now that you see this Eldrin body, and that you see the clothes that Tovin's wearing in a slightly different light, it comes to you now. The colors of his clothing are the colors of the conservatory, the school for bards in the magisterium, which is literally the epitome of Eldrin society.
Oh shit!
Fane's going to storm over to him and grab him by the front of this
Come
nice
here.
cloak, and he's going to pull him over to where the body is at.
I
And
can't
slams him
look.
against the wall. You did this,
Yeah,
and now you brought it to our attention. So now we are part of this.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. I didn't mean to do it. It was just.
You didn't mean to half strip a man and stab him in the chest.
You're wearing his clothes.
Well, I didn't think he was going to need him anymore, and these are pretty fine treads. I got to admit. Like, did you see how well
Of
together?
course, they're good threads. He's a bard,
I know he's a bard.
but not like you and I. Our schools are very not this.
I know, Vino.
This is.
Oh, this is all fucked up. Oh man.
Yeah, you're dead. You are. Yes, you are dead where you stand.
Look, I didn't mean to do it. I found out that the entire thing was a dare. It was a joke, and it just
Stabbing a man in the chest is a dare.
No, he had a. We were lovers, man. We were lovers, and then I thought that he was into me for real, but then I find out that it's this sick thing that they do at the conservatory where they dare each other to get a Grey Eldrin lover, and then.
Oh shit! You were seduced.
And then he told me today. I asked him what he thought of the writings that I left for him, the poems that I'd written. And I asked him, and then he started laughing, and he told me that it was all like a whole put on. And I just lost it, man. I just lost it. Like I just see red, and next thing I know, I'm standing on top of him, and it's like the knife just did the work itself.
Well, it did the work.
Is this the first man you've killed?
No, the second, but the other one was a whole different story.
What the
Okay.
literal fuck?
What the fuck,
man?
dude?
Seriously.
No, the other one was life or death. Like this, the other one was life or death. It's not the same thing at all.
Okay.
Look, you need to control your passions before your anger is going to control you. Okay.
Osh gives
tried,
Fane a
but-
real strong look at that one.
Yes,
got-
you know.
He was just so good looking and so
Look,
beautiful and golden, and his voice.
What I mean is your anger, your rage. It's a
No.
weapon.
no,
You need to
Fane.
control it.
No, Fane. It's not. It wasn't anger. He was seduced by a bard.
Well, who the hell hasn't been in the world? Doesn't mean every single bard that's ever seduced anyone's been killed and murdered,
Well,
and
maybe
3 friends have been brought in to cover it up.
No, I mean you
maybe
know
it's why they
how
need a
seduced-
school to make more, because so many of them are getting killed.
Okay.
Not the time.
Wait,
All right.
okay. Did anybody see you in your trysts with this Eldrin bard?
I don't think so. We either met here or he had this little kind of
Here. You brought him
You don't-
here.
Yeah,
You don't
either
think so
here
or
met
no?
at he has like this little like one room shack in like some scuzzy part of town that we meet at sometimes.
You oh jeez.
Yeah, guys, you got to help me because
Okay, I help you. You ready? You put the clothes back on him.
Yes.
You light him on fire, and you walk away.
that's not going to cut
The
it.
entire tavern just saw him wearing the clothes and talking to us.
Well, but
I
people
can't
are
keep the
stupid and
clothes.
don't pay attention.
I
You
can't
have to
keep
pay-
the clothes.
No.
No,
Oh man, this is like the best threads I've ever owned.
because
can
you don't
keep-
own them.
You can keep the clothes and lose your life. How about that?
I mean, he's
Okay,
probably
that's what
they
they
won't
want
matter
you to-
that
they
much.
will-
He starts removing the clothes. Like the clothes are
Yeah.
going to matter that much. All right, because you know what? I wanted to impress him, and so I gave him some verses and some work.
your poems
Alright.
suck.
Yeah, Vivino, I gave him your work. All right, and now
You
All those-
stole.
all those poems that you wrote with your name on it are in his cabin right now. And if you don't help me go and get them, the cops are gonna come and they're gonna find you,
Oh
man.
my god!
Right?
you-
So look, can we
I
just like
kill you.
stop
I'm,
pretending like I'm a fuck up?
I'm going to kill my first man. That is what is going to
No,
happen.
whoa. He's like half naked now. Look,
I do
fucked
not
up.
draw my family sword on anyone, but Oh, you make me want.
I fucked up, guys.
Very.
I fucked up. I know. Look, there's money here. He's got tons of stuff in his little shack. He's got
Money's not
loot.
going to keep. Oh,
He's got this loot. Vivino, if you saw this loot, you would cry.
I'm crying
Tell
now.
me, we go there. I know how to get there.
You tell us how to get there.
We'll go there. We break in.
No,
The paper.
No, not
You've
you.
done enough planning.
Not you.
Okay.
You do not come with. You tell
We
us
will
how to
take
get
over
there.
the planning now. You have brought us into this, and therefore we must resolve this.
I'm trying to get you out of it.
The best thing for you to do is just to remain here with us in control.
We tie him up. He tells us where to find the place.
Oh, hey, no need to tie me up. I'll tell you where the place is.
feel like tying him up anyway.
Well, let's let him tell us the place first, and then we'll decide.
He goes back into the little thing, and there's like a little satchel there that obviously doesn't belong to him, belong to the other. He opens it up, he pulls like quill and parchment stuff, and he starts drawing a little map. And it's like, it's really easy. You're gonna come out of the sewers here, then you make 2 lefts, and then you're gonna be in kind of like this weird little T section. And right here, that's his house right there. And it's just one room. There's usually not a lot of people about. It's really poor core. They don't care. They don't look. They don't know nothing. If anyone says anything, throw a couple pieces of coin on the ground. They'll, jump on it, and you're in the clear. Like it's
What are you
the
drawing?
green door. It's the green door. You can't miss it. It's the only one.
Okay.
Wait, what are you drawing on? What parchment is that?
I don't know. Vellum, I guess. So this is pretty nice. Hey, look at this.
Oh my God! You just drew a map. Oh,
Fuck.
But there's more here. You can take the rest of it. Take
I
his
don't
map.
want it. Are you insane?
Guys, I'm really sorry.
We
I'm really, like I
you
never
are very sorry. That's true. We will handle this. You stay here, out of sight. Don't go blabbing your mouth and your riches to the taverns again.
You spent all
And-
of his coin, didn't you?
No, there's some left here, and he.
Okay, just don't spend any more.
No, we take the coin. We take the coin that belonged
Oh,
to this
that's a
man.
good idea. We take.
Why
it.
would we leave him with coin?
That's
Does anybody have rope to tie him up? I realize I do not
I-
have rope. I have
I
a
have
good
rope.
idea.
No need to tie me up. I'll look.
I do have rope.
While you guys are doing that,
I'm in
dispose
favor
the
of tying him
clothes
up.
and the body. All right, I'll take care of that. I'll go get.
No.
I'll
You'll
go get
sit
my
here.
cousin. He'll help
You'll
me.
sit here with
No,
what you've
no
done.
other people. No,
No.
other people should know.
No. Listen,
Right.
you will sit here with what you've done and you will wait for us to return. And that is it.
Right. You like
Or you can join this guy
I'm sorry, guys.
after we take you to the people in charge. What would you prefer?
oh man.
Whatever, guys. Whatever you think is best. I'm really sorry. I just thought he liked me, and that's all.
No,
Like,
I
no
know.
one ever liked me.
I understand. That's the one thing I understand is that he seduced you, and yeah.
All right, I'll wait here.
Fuck, I wish I was a better bard.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, he said that your stuff was decent.
He was lying to you.
I don't think so, because
Mm,
You don't think at all, my friend.
fair.
Ash will just turn around and
the
walk out.
poems you took were the ones I threw away.
Well, maybe that school's bad. I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you just-
guys.
Okay, we go now.
I really appreciate it, guys.
Can we hide? Can we? I mean, should we take the body and do something with it, or just leave it and Tovin in this room?
Just, I think we.
Well, I mean, I'm not really sure we can trust him, to be honest. But
I don't want to be near that body, honestly.
Okay. Well,
okay. So Fane will step forward towards the body and he will cast a spell. He will gesture and his eyes will flare for a moment and he will cast a sacred flame upon the body to burn it away, make it unnoticeable, dispose of it, I guess you can say. And then he'll turn back to this guy who's gotten us into this trouble. I'm serious. You'll be here when we return, and you will not have moved.
On my dearly departed mother's breadcrumbs.
you.
I mean, I'm I'm done. I don't.
Let's go.
So you will head up into the city to try and resolve this particular situation.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're gonna.
but
Yeah, we're gonna hope to resolve this before our mission parameters have to kick in.
You should have time. You check out the map, and you know the entrance that he's talking about, the exit he's talking about, in the sewers that exit into the poor area of town, and you know that you should be able to get out there and get back here, you know, easily before dark, or worst case scenario, at least get that done and sort of be in time to position yourself for your second thing. But let's use this travel moment that you guys will be embarking on to take a short break
Yes.
as we ponder the vagaries of love in bardic times. And we will return in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Tim, Scooz, and Kevin, and the Grey Eldrin. Thank you very much. See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back. We have rested. We have had a short rest and have some of our spells back, I guess you would say. I don't know. Is that too nerdy? I guess that's okay since we're online playing D&D. So, you know,
It's on
embrace
brand. It's okay.
the nerd. I would like to, once again, call on my wonderful players. And the role playing's been amazing, guys. I absolutely love what you're doing to characters. A lot of fun, very rich, super cool. I am, in my insides are like, so, you know, we're doing good. So I'd like you guys to tell us again who you are, where you can be found, you know, whether you're susceptible to any diseases, whatever you want to throw in there. It's all good. Kevin, if you would.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. I'm Kevin. I can be found online at Kevran Games. I am here playing Fane, our war cleric with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. And when I'm not here, I'm the host of the Game Night Heroes podcast, which is out wherever you want to listen to stuff. So, thanks for having me.
War cleric with the emphasis on war.
War. Yes. Yes.
Capital letters war cleric.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Nice. Tim, my man.
All right. I'm Tim. Flam Blackmore on Twitter. I am playing the surprisingly, I'm discovering Eno is a bit neurotic, which I had not planned. That is purely just what has happened. And he is rather nervous about Vane leading us anywhere in any task. So, yeah, having a lot of fun with it.
Role playing is an act of discovery, man. So I'm glad that you're discovering yourself. Hey,
Yeah.
come to Superior Adventures Guild, discover yourself. That could be our motto.
Yeah.
cover yourself.
Scoozy.
I'm Scoozy. I'm playing Talashi, known as Osh, who is a warlock wearing gaudy clothes. He seems willing enough. but also very nervous about Fane in in this overreaching warrior.
Yes.
And he's got a mood ring.
I have a mood ring. It's fancy mood ring.
Nice. I just realized actually there's a major NPC in this world called Fane, though it's spelled differently. So guaranteed that
Interesting.
at some point someone's going to confuse the two of you, and it's going to lead to some chuckles.
Well, is this Fane awesome?
He is, and in fact, Tim, your
Same
character
guy.
in the other
Same guy.
saga, same guy. Your character in the other saga met him at the end when you were fighting the giant rat.
Oh, yeah, I did meet
Came
him.
in. It was the dwarf, and then the orc cleric, and then the paladin, the elven paladin. That was Fane.
Yeah.
So it's all coming together.
I know both Fanes. Oh my
That's it.
god.
Both Fanes of power.
Neither one would I trust. Just
That's
saying.
right. That's right. One's good though. Which one that is, we don't know. Just before the break, then our friends were pretty excited because they had heard that Darkath, who is the Grey Elf that sort of leads the sort of rebellion that the Grey Elves are engaging in against the Eldrin that live above them in the city above them. Their sort of leader had come back to town, and they discovered why, because the prince of the Eldrin is supposed to be married at some point to the daughter of the human emperor, in a bid to solidify the alliance between the two countries. And they've decided that Darkath apparently has decided that this is a great opportunity to plead the case of the Grey Eldrin, who are often under the thumb of their Eldrin cousin upstairs. Our friends here have been dispatched by a man named Grey Eldrin named Coriel to create some havoc later on tonight. But in the meantime, a friend of theirs, someone that they know, has come to them looking for help because he unfortunately was seduced by an Eldrin bard, and as all those things always end up, led to some murder and some plagiarism. And so now they're on a quest into the Eldrin city to recover pages of poetry that the man in question, Tovin, the Eldrin in question, had slipped to this bard, pretending it was his work, but it turns out it is Vivino's work. And so, being afraid that Vivino might be accused of this crime, which of course is a terrible thing in this city, they have decided to head up there and try and find the missing papers. So really, this quest is all about poetry. And it wasn't even like your rhyming scheme was off even in that. So, it's not even... You have gone up following the map that Tovin has given you. You have exited via the sewers and find yourself in the poorer quarter of town, near where the house in question is, as we can see here on the map. Standing between you and this house are a number of Eldrin commoners who are just going about their daily lives in this neighborhood. It is a poor neighborhood, so the thing that really sort of stands out to you guys is how similar it is to where you come from. The shabbiness of people's clothes, the shabbiness of the wares and the few little stalls that you can see, the same looks on the faces. You're not used to seeing a lot of commonality between you and the Eldrin, but coming into this poorer quarter, you certainly see that they are, perhaps not completely different than you, as these appear to be, other than, for the most part, the color of their skin and hair, living in the same sort of situation or similar conditions that you guys are used to in Irkala underground. So here you are, arriving at the corner of this street, here at the bottom of the map. You have down here, you have emerged, come out from a side alley, and are now sort of scoping the area. As per the map, you're looking for a house with a green door, and you know that it's around the corner over here. And there's some people going about their business. You have several hours before you have to do the other thing, so you figure you got time to go in there, quick in and out, and back to your other proclivities. How would you like to proceed?
Well, first, Fane would like to turn to Eno and ask, Are you going to be able to recognize these writings at a glance, or we're going to take some time to go through these things in this home?
Kind of looks at him. You think I do not know my work?
Well, just making sure.
He is sober. He is sober. It should be okay.
I didn't drink much. I didn't, you know. Tolven's wine did not appeal to me out of instinct.
When I guess I have a question. When we are on sort of en route here, are we, like, I imagine cloaks up a little bit to sort of hide our gray eldrin nature. Are we getting glances from these people that are nearby, or are they just sort of engrossed in their own business?
So in this area, you would, but only because there's 3 of you. It's not uncommon to see a gray eldrin up here. There are some that do live up here in the poor areas, in the back streets, and so there are some that choose to live up here regardless. It's just downstairs. You get a little bit more pride, I guess, because it's your own place. But you can live up here off the refuse of the rest of the city, and they're not killed on sight. They're just, not allowed in a lot of places. People will shoot them away from their store. People will keep a good eye on them to make sure they're not stealing from their stalls. They will certainly not be permitted in some areas, like, the higher class areas, things of that nature. But here, if you were alone, you would not draw really any attention. The fact that you're 3, people wonder why are there 3 eldrin hanging, that kind of thing. But these people have enough problems of their own that unless you threaten them or overtly are menacing or threatening, they're kind of gonna look over their shoulder at you and then just be like, man, above my pay grade, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm just gonna focus on my own problems here. So it's kind of like an ideal place for you guys to kind of come and go a little bit.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Very good to know.
Yeah.
Um,
I still used my disguise kit. So I have a mustache.
Nice.
But you still look gray eldrin.
Oh, so yeah, totally. I'm still gray eldrin, but I have a mustache.
Beautiful mustache.
Yeah. And it's curled. Like, it has the little curl.
They'll never recognize you now. They'd be
That's
like, I was attacked by a mustache.
Mustache. Yes.
Some walrus attacked me.
So yeah, I think we can kind of just make kind of a direct path, but not like, hey, these guys are storming the castle. Just but
Right.
relatively directly. We want
We just need to walk casual.
Casual, but on business. Maybe have casual conversation just like this, and then
Right.
not feign marching exit. Oh yes, look at my butt. Okay, no, not like that.
Yes. You see, so
You show us how it's done.
right. So you just you walk, but you walk casual. And he just walks. He walks up the street.
I'm gonna walk right behind him.
So as you come around to that corner there, you see that this is a bit more of a main thoroughfare. There's a bit more action. There's a couple of stalls, some people who are selling like, little bits of food maybe, or like, just tchotchkes and stuff like that. Just, whatever they've been able to scrape from other places. There's not like, there's about this number of people. There's like a whole bunch of people kind of hanging in there.
Sure.
Make for me, Osh, an Arcana roll, if you would, as you come around the corner.
That's a natural one.
The natural one. So your mood ring is trying to tell you something. So as you're walking sort of around that corner, your mood ring has 2 different colors. There's one part that's, just kind of pale green now without the silver sparkles. So you kind of know that there's just mild interest and slowly kind of, sliding into this interest. But then suddenly there's like this golden light that appears kind of at the top of the ring. And then as you're kind of turning the corner, it kind of follows around to the right side of you. And the rest of the ring stays in that on board kind of thing. But then the other side is like really kind of bright orange, in fact, something you've never seen before. And because you rolled a 1, you have zero clue what it could possibly mean.
Okay.
You're like, I think it's malfunctioning.
I just like okay. Is Fane following us?
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
Okay. How's the strut?
He can walk casually when required, for sure.
He's got that casual killer strut. So people do kind of give you some glances, but you manage to casual strut, sit around the corner and, you know, make your way around. You do have some money on you if ever you felt like purchasing something, but that's up to you. If you don't, you can.
Is the direction that color was coming from by a stall or like
now it's like kind of behind you.
Okay, well, I think with the one, I think Ash is just gonna not. He's just gonna keep going.
Not a problem. So you see the green painted door over here.
I'll walk right up to it.
You walk right up to it. Vivino,
Like I
give
own
me-
the place.
yeah, give me observation check.
While he's
Perception.
doing that, Fane's kind of scanning the
Perception.
roads around, making sure everything's okay.
Can you also give me a perception check then, Thane?
19 on perception.
All right.
Ash is gonna lean up against the door. So if Eno's facing the door, Ash has put his back to the wall next to the door and is looking the opposite direction.
Okay.
Again with Fane.
I've got a
Keep
6 on my perception.
All right. So as you're turning, Thane, the Tarask is sort of just moving behind you. And
Yes.
kind of just at all times.
Perfect.
Don't laugh.
Yeah.
These things happen here. At Guild Superior Tarasks show up.
Yeah.
Feel free to move your tokens about and sort of put them where you want. If ever there's something that I need to know more specifically where you are, I'll specify. But until then, you can sort of, mimic wherever your character is going by moving your things. So everything seems pretty cool, Fane. People have kind of given up. They see you're paying attention to that door, so mostly they kind of don't want to know, so they're kind of all pointedly doing something else and looking away. These people that are here kind of move away a little bit, And Vivino, on the door as you approach, you notice that in the stonework that's around the door, so it's a wooden door, but there's like sort of a stone framework around it. In one of the stones, there's a symbol that's been kind of engraved in it, and you recognize it as a symbol used by the bard of the college,
Conservatory.
the conservatory. Thank you. And I got an English teacher over here. And the conservatory. So it's clear that it's kind of a building probably used by students of that conservatory. What do you do?
Open the door.
The door is locked.
Oh. That's shit.
Is there a window?
There is,
locked.
as you can see, there's a little window just down here, over in this little alley here, and there's a couple on the other side over there.
I have no idea how to jimmy a lock, but I'm going to pull my dagger out and I'm going to try to jimmy the lock.
All right. So go ahead and give me a dex check.
My dex isn't terrible.
While he's doing that, Ash is gonna walk towards some of the people that are taking. If anybody's taking an interest, and sort of like greet them and like approach them and say like, "Hello, it's nice neighborhood."
Yeah, pal. And they kind of
It's a 10.
doesn't want anything to do with you. So you're jimmying it in there, and the thing you're realizing as you're jimmying it in there is that it's not a great lock. Like there's probably some way you can't do anything about it, but like the entire thing kind of shakes a little bit, kind of when you're messing around with it. So the whole construction seems to be old, weathered, well used, and in need of repairs. But obviously, no one's really caring about it. So There's probably other ways to do it, but right now trying to jimmy in with your dagger is not getting you anything.
I'll put it away. Fane. Give me Fane. Give me you.
Fane will look to Osh for a moment and say, "We should go to the door. I don't think we're going to receive a warm welcome here." So,
Okay.
and then he'll go up to the
You-
door, whether or not Osh comes, and he'll look. What is the concern?
Okay, not a concern. Just want you to hit the lock.
And Fane looks to people that might be somewhat nearby.
Yes.
They're really, people are really uninterested in what you're doing. Like some of them have gone back inside. This one's gone over there to talk to that guy, and they're really kind of like they don't want to know. First of all, they probably see a lot of goings and goings in this, a lot of comings and goings in this game. In this house. Not to not to put a pun on it, but because of the kind of action that goes here, so they probably. You're actually thinking they're probably paid to just mind their own business around here and not ask questions about what goes on at this house. So
just hit the lock.
No, fine.
what's your strength?
My strength is a 15.
Okay, so that's good enough. You don't even need to roll. How do you go about it?
I will basically take my Morning Star and I will turn it over, and then I'll put the butt of it against the door, like the bottom, and then
Yeah.
I'll just pull it about 3 inches away and just ram it, just one solid strike.
All right, and when you do, the lock itself kind of breaks away from the door, which is you can see is already kind of rotted and really kind of weathered, and so a good chunk of it kind of falls on, and you can easily kind of just sort of pry it apart, and hold on, trying to get rid of this fog. Annoying living hell out of me. Sorry,
Nobody wants to be friend with Osh. Osh, go back to the door.
technical there. Can you see inside the
Oh yes.
Yes.
all right. So you break it open, you open the door. I mean, look, I don't want to get crass or gross. This place stinks like sex. Like this is basically wine, funny tobacco. This is a place where students from the conservatory come to let their hair down,
Oh,
come to party, come to have fun.
This is a love shack.
That's
just
that's
gonna
right.
say.
Yeah, exactly. The B-52s are around the corner singing it for all they're worth. There's a rock lobster under the thing. No, but yeah, it's a love shack. So this place is kind of dirty, kind of unkempt. There's, remnants of pieces of clothing, remnants of food. There's a few instruments lying around. There's a lot of paper, a lot of stuff. Like obviously they're always kind of working, creating, or in the throes of passion, they decide to dash off, a little sonnet before they go back to whatever kind of, other action that they're participating in. So, and there's that one bed there. So it looks like this is where the students come to let loose.
Fane wants to look inside, make sure there's not anybody in there we're disrupting or disturbing, and
No, there's no one in there currently.
he'll just give a nod to the other two, and then he'll walk in.
We get right behind him.
I stay here. I watch the street.
Yes, good.
And all right, so as you go in, can you, Ash, give me another Arcana check? And as you guys go in, there is really not a lot. Like searching this room, it's not going to be super difficult.
It's a
You kinda-
19.
A 19. Okay, you kind of toss it pretty quickly. You find pretty handily your a couple of sheaves of your work strewn in there. You find some other work. Some of it's pretty good. Some of it's pretty bad. But there's some stuff there. You could take it if you want.
I'm just gonna take my stuff and I'm gonna right there. I'm gonna light a candle or whatever, and I'm gonna make sure every page burns.
Otherwise, if you scour through this place, you'll find like a few random bits and pieces of money. There is, however, in a case, in a chest, a very, very beautiful loot. He did not lie. Tobin did not lie when he spoke about this. With a practiced eye, you can easily tell Vivino that is worth a lot of money. It's it's the equivalent to a Stradivarius, basically.
Which is why I'm going to shut this case right now. And I'm going to leave it alone. Okay. Good. All right. My work burned.
Ian watches all of this and he just gives a very approving nod.
Well,
Nice.
I want it, but I don't want what comes with it.
Of course.
For that bit of wisdom, I will give you inspiration, Vivino. That's it. That's what's called a GM trap.
Yeah.
I spring trap.
Meanwhile, outside, you're sitting there and your ring's going crazy. And with your Arcana check, you realize that it's really going crazy every time it's kind of facing this building out here. There's something about that building that your ring is like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I know what this means.
We are done here. That's it. Let's go.
So what do you do while your two companions are in there?
I'll walk towards that building. God, I gotta go for it.
Oh no.
Ash just a nice little casual stroll down the street where nobody talked to him.
Heading towards that building. You guys come out of the room of the house and you realize Ash is gone.
Oh shit. Oh god.
And as you give a look, you notice Tim coming down the little side alley there. A couple of people that really stand out, a couple of Eldrin that really sort of stand out. Oops, you can't see that because it's behind the shadow.
They're massive.
They're huge.
They're so big.
Giants.
So one of them is a male, very obviously a mage. He's got long blue and silver robes and a staff, which denotes his position here in the College of Magic. And I'm going to need you to go ahead, my friend, and make me a charisma save at disadvantage.
Oh boy, coming out swinging.
Who?
Vivino.
So that was a 10 and a nat 20. So a 10, it's going to be 15.
Okay.
Still
So
pretty respectable.
pretty respectable.
Yeah, but I really wish I got that nat 20.
Yeah.
You see, coming down that alley, an Eldrin, very clearly a bard by her clothing and the colors of her coat, and the fact that she has a lute. And my friend, you rolled a 15, so I'm not going to tell you that, there's things going on inside of you that you can't deal with, but there's things going on inside of you that you can't deal with.
Yeah.
Well, he was in the love shack, so.
This lady is the stuff that the best poems are made of. And I'm not just saying she's pretty to look at. She's obviously beautiful, but there's just some quality to her that the only way I can describe it really is when you hear that piece of music that hits just right. That goes in, makes everything else stop, makes you just focus on it, makes you replay it 10 times in a row.
Yep.
She got it. And she looks enough like the other Eldrin that you assume they're probably siblings. As they're coming down, and as they're coming down this alley, they are stopping and talking and questioning some of the people around here. So we're not going to do initiative or anything like that, but I want to go around now and ask each of you in this moment, with these things that have just happened, what your character is doing. All right, and we'll start with Scoozy. You're almost at this building. What is your character at this point going to do?
I think Osh is like, it's got to go check it out. Has no idea what it is, but is curious and like deeply dreadful, and is trying to peek inside, kind of on the approach, and see if there's anybody inside, if there's people inside, if there's somebody he recognizes, or if there's like magic fire. It's just something. What is drawing him towards this?
So as you approach the building, your ring is going crazy, like it's literally moving on your finger. Like you can feel
Like
the excitement.
like jiggling.
Yeah, you can feel the excitement.
Cheap
The colors are
movements.
all over the place. It's just sparkling, all sorts of, it's just like crazy. And as you approach the building, you sense, you're tuned enough to the Archon to sense that there's magic at work here. And when you start peering in the windows, you see nothing. It's as if there is a black wall right up against the windows.
Is this magical darkness?
It is.
I have devil's sight.
Nice. What does that do exactly? Allows you to
I can see normally in darkness, both magic and non-magical, up to 120 feet.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So I will get to you in a moment. What is Fane doing at this point? You have this one guy who's like peeking in the windows of something, and somewhere behind you, you kind of heard the sound of Vivino's world come crashing down around him. You don't know how you heard that sound, but there was a distinctive
Mhm. So I will turn away from the door of the love shack that I'm closing to make sure it looks like we weren't just in there, and then I'm going to turn
with
to
the
see
lock
what.
hanging on the side like this.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's good enough for me. And I'm going to look to see what Eno was looking at. I registered the two individuals for a moment, and I see his direct gaze towards the woman, and I just,
And she has an effect on you, but it's not at all like what I described. Like you're just like, she's hot.
Right, sure. And yeah, I'll just have kind of a rakish grin, just kind of, this little brother-like figure to me. I just can't believe here he goes. And I will just come up behind him. Maybe we don't have time to peruse the wares up here.
Vivino.
Yeah, didn't even listen to Fane. He just cast disguise self.
And what are you disguising yourself as?
As an Eldrin, with a dirty face, just like the other Eldrin around.
Okay.
Just completely like chameleon. I belong here. I don't know who this gray Eldrin is. It's weird.
And as you manage to do that, you can see they're finishing a conversation, and they see you, and they're like, "Could we speak to you a moment?" Like they've just done with these others, and they're coming towards you. And while this is happening, Osh, you see with your devil sight, is that what you called it? I'm just at this point gonna erase. Inside this room, kind of all squatting there in the darkness, just sort of waiting, you notice 5 creatures, and this is what they look like.
Ooh.
So they look almost like partially decomposed Eldrin. However, I want to make it clear that they're not decomposed as in undead. They just look desiccated, emaciated. They have blue skin that appears almost metallic to you with red markings over their bodies. Their ears are also blue, but with the pointy end sort of red. They're all wearing this kind of ancient armor that looks like it's, so very old and kind of well dented and well used. And they all have these red-bladed sabers that are kind of clutching. And as you look in the window and see them, one of them looks up and sees you, and you can see that the depths of their eyes are just like these burning red ambers. And as they see you, all 5 of them stand up.
Yep.
Do I have any time to before they do that to like maybe recognize them? Have I seen anything like this before? Have I had nightmares about these creatures?
You have never in your entire life heard of anything like this, seen anything like this. This is literally like they could be aliens from another planet. Like you've never ever heard of anything remotely like this. So to be clear, undead are absolutely not a thing in this world.
Right.
Okay. And there's monsters, but they generally tend to be big, gigantic monsters that hang out in the mountains or in the nature kind of thing. There's not a lot of like random monsters in places. So this is really outside of not just your experience, but any experience you've ever heard of. Very chilling when they look at you. Like you clearly feel that they are otherworldly. And last thing before we roll initiative, your ring is going completely black. Initiative, my friends.
Oh, all right. All right. Which one's it gonna be?
Ooh, that's a good roll. Okay.
Right. All right.
All right. With a +0, Fane has a 17.
Nice.
Okay, hold on. I'm just good. So what I would like you to do on Owlbear, if you left click on it, it'll open up a little panel and you can write something or write your initiative there. Okay.
Okay.
I'm also a big proponent of rolling initiative just once in order to speed things up. So whatever you just rolled is going to be your initiative throughout this. Very sorry if it offends your sensibilities, but
I'll take an 18. Absolutely.
I'll do the same with mine of friends here.
Where do we click on Owlbear?
So on your character, if you take the little hand,
Oh, I see.
and then left click and you get a label, and then just put whatever your.
You got an 18 too?
Yeah.
What's your dex, dude?
My dex is 15.
You got me.
Okay.
14.
All right, you guys got initiative coming out of your butts. So, Rubino and Fane, you are not really aware what's going on, but what I will do at your action is I will allow you to make a perception test to see if you realize that there's something going on down there so that you can still use your action. All right. But regardless of what your dexterities are, you're in the thick of it. So 18, go.
Ash is gonna absolutely stumble away from that window and yell down the street, say, "Wait, what? Okay, help!" And then, so I'm like, there.
By the way, you can begin or make the map smaller with the scroll wheel. And
Yeah.
if you have the hand, you can move it around if you left click on the map, and you can move it around if you want to get better looks at things.
I am going to cast Charm Person and see if it does anything, because I don't even know if they're people. Maybe I can get a couple of them onto my team.
All right. They are not people.
So I go to cast Charm Person, and there's just nothing there.
Yeah, like you can normally feel it when a spell's about to anchor on something, and it just washes over them like it would wash over furniture.
Okay, we have angry furniture, friends.
And so as he says that, I will give Vivino, I will give you an opportunity to make a perception roll, but again, at disadvantage because your attention.
Yeah, no, totally. So with a modifier of 4, that is a 5.
Oh, wow.
So your curse, Vivino, that you cannot talk to beautiful women. Like you've had it before, like it has paralyzed you before, but literally right now, as she's approaching, saying, "Excuse me, sir," with a very pleasant expression and a smile on her face.
That just makes it worse.
Literally, you're wondering, how can she see you because you're dead?
Right.
Like there's nothing functioning anymore. You're not breathing, you're just lights out, like you're totally just, and she's approaching you and just very kind of gently and nicely saying,
Nero's actually standing behind himself. He's not actually in his body.
Right.
You're like viewing this.
Yeah.
But the FOV, right? You're like
Yeah.
right up there, kind of viewing this.
Suddenly it's third person.
So I will say you lose your action for now, but if something happens that jolts you out of it, I'll still let you take an action later on the initiative, okay?
Yeah.
But you can keep your 18 for further rounds. Fane at 17, give me a perception test just to see if you notice that there's business on the way.
Okay, that's going to be a 16.
All right, so you're watching him, you see him kind of turn. So the second you see him cast a glamour on him where he becomes like one of the Eldrin, Noman's coming, you kind of feel like, okay, like I can sort of let this go for a second. She's going to think he's just, and you look over and then you come back and then you double take, right? And you look over and you see Osh just kind of backpedaling for that thing. And he's obviously casting. You have no clue what he's casting. But he's like, guys, as he's casting at something, and you notice the door is opening to that building, and you can't see inside. It's pitch black.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I will turn towards this beautiful woman and seemingly her brother and say, "Excuse us for a minute," and I will move towards my companion Osh to try to back him up.
All right. As I've spoken to you guys, I use a zone system for movement in game, so you can pretty much assume that anything that's in this sort of general area is one zone. So within the zone, you can go anywhere you want without counting movement and still get your actions. If you go down the side alleys or go into one of the buildings, then you're changing zones, and that would be like using your full movement, your run, and then with all of their attending issue. But within the area delineated by this here, you can move wherever you want and still get all your actions.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm going to basically move up, in essence, to Osh. And I'm going to just pull the Morning Star off my back.
You want to hold your action then?
Yeah, and I'll wait to see what exactly he's freaking out about.
Okay, well, you're about to, because these things come out. These people start to panic. So you see one of these things come out, another one.
I don't want to be there.
Right, so these guys come out. Two of them are going to come towards you. One of them is going to go there. The one that comes out there on that side, just not even looking, totally just sort of offhand as he walks by, swings one of his swords, cuts down one of the commoners that's there, who falls to the ground, and then he's just sort of coming towards you. People start screaming everywhere. I will say, Vivino, that as people start screaming, it's enough to give you another perception check, this time without the penalty. As you were holding your... Sorry, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just 17.
No, please. 17. So you are aware that there's stuff going on. So I'm going to let Kevin do his held action, and then I'll give you an action, okay?
Yep.
So Kevin, one of them, they're coming for Osh, but you can easily kind of step in if you want and do something. They all have two curved swords made of some red metal, and they just... they don't fucking look kosher. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm going to finish the rest of my move and kind of interpose myself between this one and Osh, and I'm going to say, bad move. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attack this guy. And because I am a war cleric, I'm going to go ahead and try to use my war priest blessing that I have, or basically I can 3 times per long rest double attack in a round. So I'm going to attack this guy twice.
Go for it.
Yeah, so the first attack is going to come at him with a big old fat 21. And the second one is going to be a 16.
That is okay. They both hit on the nose. I need to ask you,
Mhm.
what kind of damage you're doing.
This will be bludgeoning damage right now because I haven't done anything to modify my weapons or anything.
Is it a magical weapon or is it a regular weapon?
It's a regular Warhammer.
Okay, go for it.
Okay,
So you hit twice.
Okay, I'll give you the damage separate just in case there's any sort of stuff going on I don't know about. That's going to be a 7 and a 9 points of damage.
Okay. Your attacks did not seem to do as much damage as you would have hoped.
Okay.
They hit and you got some oomph in them, but like, you know, it wasn't the armor or anything. It was really just they just didn't seem to be as effective as you might have expected.
Okay. Good to know.
And we will go then after this crunchy bit to Vivino. You're now realizing that there's freaking monsters pouring out of that building, and your friends are in combat, and this woman's good looking, but I mean, there's, you know.
Speaking of the woman, is she and her brother doing anything?
Well, they're still coming towards you. They act that age, but it kind of seems like, you know, it's kind of like in a movie in slow-mo when they're coming towards you, but they're starting to slowly look over, you know, kind of thing, because in your head, that's how it's still kind of moving. So it looks like they're probably going to realize that there's some going on, but you're still kind of ahead of them.
Okay. He never seen these things before, right? So no clue what these things are. All he sees is that his friends are in trouble. So he does the one thing he hasn't done before. He draws his family's rapier and rushes forward. Which also means he probably just checking the spell. Oh, it's not concentration. Okay, cool. So, still disguised as a
peasant.
He draws a beautiful, regalia-clad rapier.
It's like Inigo Montoya, right? He looks like a nut, but then he pulls out this
Love it.
and then rushes forward.
whole year to make.
And he'll run to this side and attempt to attack this thing with his rapier.
All right, I will give you an advantage as he's focused on Osh. Man, he doesn't really kind of expect you to be coming at him, so I'll give you an advantage on your first attack if you have more than one.
Okay, so it's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
And it'll do... Oh, actually, he's freaked out, so he's going to do a little something. So that's going to be 5 piercing. And I have wounded him. So at the start of its turn, it's going to take a D4 of necrotic damage.
Okay.
It can then make a con save. But in a flash of bardic inspiration,
Okay.
he is going to fill the blade seemingly with dark energy, and Psychic Blades is going to do 9 psychic damage.
Okay, so let's break
On
this
top.
down. You got 9 psychic damage, which appears to whatever energy you put in your blade hits him full on. He doesn't seem to kind of resist any of it. Your piercing damage from your blade is magical.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then the full damage from that was what?
It's 5.
5. So he takes the full damage from that also. And then the D4 necrotic damage.
I don't have my D4. I'll just roll it on.
Okay, well, don't worry about it because it does nothing. It just totally washes over him and does nothing at all.
So that would appear like I pierce him and I'm expecting like
You're
blood.
expecting usually you see like the wound to kind of darken and
Right.
but
it just-
like nothing at all.
Now I'm more freaked out.
As well, you should be. All right. At 8, your two new friends are going to be like, what the hell is kind of going on? They're not too sure, so they're not going to get super involved. They're going to kind of come by. He definitely comes here and sort of helps this person who's trying to get away. She's looking down here, and we will go back. So they're not too sure. They're like seeing kind of what's going on. Not too sure about what to do. We'll see what they do next round. Going back up to the top, we'll back to Osh and Vivino.
Ash is gonna like pat Fane on the back and sort of like back up from this situation. Okay.
If
And
you actually
like,
back up, you're opening yourself up to an attack or opportunity.
I don't care. Gotta get out of there.
Okay.
Ash is not ready to be in their face.
All right.
Ash saw the other ones inside of there. There's a couple coming. It's got.
So you're actually moving? All right.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna move like back here.
All right. Both of them are going to take attacks of opportunity on you.
I gotta.
The first one will hit armor class 16,
Yep.
doing 8 points of damage.
Oof. Yeah.
That's
Eight.
not a good sign.
The
I mean-
second one, armor class 14,
Also hits.
Yeah.
and this one doing 3 points of damage.
Yeah. That's better than getting 5 hits to the face. So I'm happy about that. That could have been worse. So I back up and take some slashes. These red swords, as they kind of cut through. Oh man. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna hex this guy. Nope, that's the one that Eno's on. Yep, I'm gonna hex this guy, the one that is engaged with Fane
Okay.
mostly. And so that is as a bonus action, hex. He's gonna have disadvantage on strength checks. I'm gonna make him have disadvantage on strength checks. And then as an action, I'm gonna
Which one? Sorry, remind me which one.
the southernmost one
All right.
by closest to Fane.
All right. So I'm gonna put a blue circle around him to denote that he's got disadvantage
And-
on strength.
And then I'm gonna use an action to Eldritch Blast this guy,
Okay, go for it.
which is a 13 plus 7, so 20 to hit,
That hits.
which will do a d6 plus a d10. So I rolled a 1 on the 6 and a 2 on the 10, so that's a total of 6 force damage.
So all of that goes through.
No, sorry. The d6 is necrotic, so it might actually not.
Yeah, the necrotic damage doesn't do anything.
So it's a total of 5 force damage then.
Okay.
That's all. Nah, well, fine.
I
But he's
did,
got disadvantage on strike checks, so
the one that Vivino hit, by the way, is bloodied.
Oh.
oh well, that's fine.
Okay. Cool. Anything else?
I'm gonna look at the 2 Eldrin that are scrambling to their feet, probably, and say, "Get the fuck out of here, please go."
They hear you. They run inside the house. Vivino,
I mean, attack again.
go for it.
As a bonus action, Bardic Inspiration to Fane. So that's a D6 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. You can add. As he yells out, "Now, Fane, you can do violence!" And he will attack. And that is that is a 15 to hit.
That misses as it bounces off his armor as your rapier just kind of catches armor.
Well, shit. Yeah, I will square up and brace for impact.
Okay. Fane at 17.
Alrighty, so I'm going to do something a little bizarre. I'm going to take the Warhammer, I'm going to spin it around my head for a minute, and then slam the butt of it down into the ground. And there is a blast of light that shoots up off of the ground, streaks towards the one directly in front of Eno, and is going to try to hit him with a guiding bolt.
Go for it.
So to hit, ooh, that's a bad roll. That is going to be a 9, which is going to miss.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So that does not do anything, but that is my turn. I kind of stand there in the middle of everything and just kind of gesture for the baddies to come on.
All right, and come on, they do, as this one comes out and will attack this passerby. This one will come out and come at you. This one will come at you. And this one will come at you. And when I get to you, we'll do a thing. All right, so first off, on Fane, a couple longsword attacks. That's probably going to miss. Armor class 7.
Yeah.
And armor class 18 is probably going to hit.
18 will hit me exactly. Yep.
All right. You will take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And on Vivino, armor class 8
Oh, misses.
and armor class 16.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And you will take 7 points of damage.
I will take a third of my health in damage.
There you go.
Ow!
Never fun. This one hits this passerby. Vivino, can you give me a quick perception test?
Yeah. 16.
Okay, so you notice that the person that was hit over here, this commoner that was hit by the sword, appears to be trying to get back up slowly. And when they do,
Oh, no.
they're looking a little different
Yeah.
than they
Yeah.
were looking
That's, yeah. Mm,
a moment ago. And as they get up, they will attack the nearest person.
Oh,
At 8,
Oof a doof.
oh,
at 8, you will, my friend, feel someone coming up behind you going, I'm trying to help you, don't fight. And then you'll feel hands come on you, and suddenly there'll be warmth that will spread throughout your body, and you'll start feeling your wounds closing, as you will receive 8 points in healing.
I will take it. I will take it. That puts me almost back to max.
While on the other side, the brother will Fane, you receive sorry, not Fane, but Vivino, I am sorry. You receive suddenly you realize you're moving much more quickly and sort of speedily than you were before, as the other Eldrin cast haste on you.
Oh.
You, until a spell end, your speed is double. You get a +2 bonus to AC. You have advantage on dex saving throws, and you gain an additional action each turn where you can attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
I feel invigorated.
Invigorated, yes.
+2 to AC is maybe going to help.
All right. Back around to the top.
Go for it, Osh.
Osh.
Ash is like remembering maybe stories of things and like really starting to freak out a little bit, and is going to look behind him and say, "Thank you, friend. Now, don't worry about me. Help. They turn your comrades into creepy things."
What are you talking about? And then she starts looking over and starts seeing what's happening.
Yeah. And I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one that looks bloodied by Eno, the one
Cool.
that looks the worst.
Go for it.
Since the hex is doing fuck all right now, so it doesn't matter. That is a 23 to hit, 22 to hit.
That
Sorry.
hits.
And that, there we go. That's 9 plus 2, 12 force damage.
You're right. As you hit him with your blast, it shoots through, barrels through his chest, caves in his breastplate into his chest, and he topples over.
Yeah, it's like an orange eldritch. It's like an Italian orange tile eldritch blast.
Nice,
I like it.
smooth.
Nice. All right, and he falls to the ground, deader than a doornail. Boom. Nice, Vivino, with your newfound speed and agility.
Right. So this one that's on Fane, Vivino will under his breath just whisper, you do not belong here, you must go away. And dissonant whispers at level 2.
All right, so what's the deal with that?
So
Saves?
wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Failure.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'll just roll on here.
You're targeting the other one in front of you there.
The one that's on this
That one. All right.
That one. And that is okay, 13 psychic damage. And it has to use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay.
It will not move into obviously dangerous ground, however.
Okay. It'll do that on its turn, I guess.
It uses its reaction right now.
Right now. Go ahead, Fane, and make an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
It rushes by you.
ooh, I like that 18 plus, I believe it's a plus 4, maybe a 5.
18 is good enough to
Yeah,
hit.
plus 4. 18 plus 22 to
So
hit.
that's good enough to hit.
Uh, 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Takes about half of that.
Excellent, excellent.
As it goes by and it's patonk. Patonk it. All right. Anything else? You have another action, right?
Yeah, I will turn to the one that is still facing me, and I will try to stab him.
All right. Stabbity stab.
That should hit. That's an 18
That hits.
to do. Nice. A whole 10 piercing. And I will not use my last bardic inspiration just yet.
Okay. Remind me that is a magical weapon, right?
Correct.
All right. So your damage appears to be full Faulkner. Full fucking Faulkner, as they say.
And that is my turn.
All right. So they will do their thing. He will counterattack you. Vivino, you have a heightened AC now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that one's probably going to hit at 20, dirty 20.
Yeah.
That one's going to miss. So you will take, you'll take 4 points of damage as he hits again with the sword. This person's attacking that person. This one's attacking that person, but he's going to come on over, play with you. All right, so a couple on you. Bane. 12. Gonna miss. Dirty 20.
That'll do it.
The other one's a 6 and a 14. So only the dirty 20, I assume?
Yep.
That's 7 points of damage.
7?
Yep.
Okay.
As those two have gone, that one's running away. Does he get a save again on his the guy that's running away? Vivino? Dissonant Whispers. Does he get a save again?
Yeah, he. Looking it up.
Okay, even if he gets one, he failed it, so you're good. All right, at 8,
Yeah.
so she's gonna take a quick look. Anyone? Would you say any of you are bloodied?
Oh, yeah. Vivino's basically bleeding it out.
All right, so she's gonna step up to you, and so I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
Don't panic.
Yeah, just yeah. He's already.
Already panicking. We know.
Yeah, already panicking.
So
If she touches him, he'll probably just lose it.
you're pretty banged up.
Yeah.
All right, she'll blow a big one. So you got 12 points of healing.
I feel
As she comes up behind you, and you feel her hand on the back of your neck, and this warmth spreads through you. And my friend,
That's not just from the healing.
that's not just from the healing.
That's,
But you get 12 healings back. 12 damage.
not going to describe the situation of the hasted nether regions, but
We all know what happens.
yeah.
And he's going to fireball. No.
Meteor swarm.
He's gonna fireball. Everybody make a dex save.
No, going to magic missile.
It's gonna power word kill.
Oh, right. Yeah. That would be like, oh. Yes, I'm your friend.
All right. So the one here, he steps forward in front of this person, makes his gestures, and from his hand, these darts of blue radiant light just sort of shoot out, strike this one here, which is the one that the blue around it was you'd done something to it.
It's currently hexed, has disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay, so it doesn't matter too much. But he actually kills it because it was wounded, and so his blue darts just sort of shoot on and sort of machine gun this thing, and it falls down to the side with steam, arcane steam, sort of rising out from under its armor. It is dead also, and that is their action. Back to the top.
Do we get Fane's turn that round?
Yep. No. Bane, please go ahead. Sorry, I skipped.
Oh, that's okay. I just thought maybe you were doing something.
No, please. I'm sorry.
So many
It
things to
happens.
do. I'm going to
So
Fane
you
is
can
going to
assume
take.
you can assume the other guy's dead. Like, don't worry about him. Like,
Okay. Fane is going to take his warhammer and he raises it up in the air, and with a battle cry that's almost like a roar of a caged animal, he is going to cast a spell. All of these creatures, because they are all within 60 feet of me, and there's only 3 left, need to make a charisma saving throw as I cast Bane on them.
ooh.
Well, there's 4. Well, maybe 5. This guy might have turned too.
We want to
Right.
kill Eldrin.
What's my DC?
It is 13.
Okay. Well, so far I rolled a 3, a 1, a 2. I'm on a roll.
Oof.
So any sort of enemies?
Yeah, all the enemies that are within 60 feet of me, and
So that one will make one also.
you can target up to 3. Unless is this
Okay.
one over?
Right. So if you can only target 3, I'm not going to make you target the peasant up there. You'll target the
Right.
3.
Yeah, I'll target the red guys basically.
Yeah. So the one that's running away and the other 2,
hmm
they all failed their saving throws.
Excellent. So as I concentrate on the magic of that rage that fuels me, they are going to have every time I make a saving throw or an attack roll while I concentrate on that spell, they take a minus 1d4 to their roll.
Nice. All right. And saving throws. Cool. All right. So as you do that, that energy spreads out to you and sort of lights them up. And you guys can see they're getting a little kind of clumsier in what they're doing. Batman shows up and goes, Bane.
Where is it?
Back up to the top then. Back up to
Which one of these creeps looks the worst for wear?
the
Any of
worst
them?
for where they're both about the same. I would say probably the one that Fane's facing is a little bit more banged up.
All right, so the one that Fane is facing, does a 16 hit?
That's on the nose.
Oh, okay, cool. For 6 force damage. Another beautiful orange ray of light comes out of what, like this little, like kind of staff-looking thing, like a rod in his hands, and now you realize it is like the fretted neck of a banjo that he's holding on to.
Oh,
That's his
Very
little...
cool.
nice. I like it. As you do this, your ring, you realize, now dark purple, which usually indicates deep curiosity.
Great.
Ooh.
Cool.
All right, nice. So you smacked him. He was already bloodied. He's even more bloody now. He's looks like he's hanging on by a thread. And then we're up to Vivino.
Right. Now, if wounding was working, this guy'd be in trouble. But we will do 2 attacks on him with the rapier.
Dos attacks.
That is a 12,
That fails.
and that is a 16.
That hits on the nose.
And he's going to take 6 piercing magical damage.
All right, you give him a good walloping as your sword dives deep into him. One of the things you realize now that you're close to him is their skin seems metallic almost, but it looks metallic. It doesn't feel like it's metallic when you hit it or anything like that. It just has that kind of sheen to it. He was already bloodied. He's not dead, but like you've given him a good walloping. I just had forgotten to put down the fact that he was bloodied. But they both, the 2 remaining ones, both look like they're on their last leg, so to speak. Ow, that was my bottle. All right. Fane.
Alrighty. So the one that's directly in front of me, I'm going to just direct all of that rage and fury at him to try to end this as quickly as possible.
Ready?
Bring calm to the people once more. I'm going to go ahead and full-on attack him. I'm going to use that War Priest Blessing again to get that secondary attack as a bonus action.
Remember, you have Bardic Inspiration if you need it.
Oh yeah, I'm going to use that if it's low. So my first roll is going to be a 19, which we know will hit because you said it's a 16 to hit. The second one, I'm going to use that inspiration because it's if I roll a 4, 5, or 6, it'll put it up above, and I roll a 3, so it's a 15. So that's going to miss, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah.
So that first attack is going to hit. Unfortunately, I'm just dealing with a non-magical weapon. Although I do roll max damage of 10, so 10 bludgeoning right to the guy's face.
10 bludgeoning right to the ice, even with his resistance. So you smack him, his face caves in from the force of the blow, and his neck just sort of snaps forward, and he drops to the ground at your feet, quite dead. Well done. Well done.
Bane just looks back and forth, ready for more. His eyes are kind of bloodshot. Looks a little wrapped up in the bane, in the thrill of the battle.
He's totally in his element. She will sort of back up, not wanting to get bludgeoned by you guys. And he will run to her and sort of check that she's okay and start kind of pulling her back. These guys will go. There's only one left. They absolutely do not look like they're interested in surrendering or running away or whatever. The one that's running away will do a save to see if
He's good now.
he's good now. All right, so he's going to
Yeah,
come
he
back
didn't
with
have to make a save.
vengeance on his heart. The other one will attack Vivino. 12 on the first attack
Misses.
and 18 on the second attack.
Yes.
Is that with the minus D4 from the Bane?
No, it's not. So minus the D4.
Ooh,
Sorry.
matter.
Yeah, it might. And it's a minus 4 actually, so it would be a 14 to hit.
That just misses.
Nice. All right. Cool. Awesome.
Haste and Bane. That's a good combo.
So this one is coming back. It's going to come at you, Thane, and he is going to roll his attack. The first one will be a 14, which would miss normally, I guess. And the second one a 9, so he misses as he takes a couple swings at you and sort of misses. And this one is also now in trouble. And we're back up to the top.
Can do I see, man, more people turning? What is happening to these Eldrin? Can you describe to me now that I'm at a distance and can kind of see what's going on?
As they're getting up, it looks like black liquid is pouring from their eyes and their mouths. But it's kind of weird because it's kind of pouring out, but then it's going back into their body. So it's almost like there's this living liquid or something that's moving around. It's going inside and it's coming out of
Cool.
their and as it does that, the skin is kind of getting darkened around the area, not like rot or anything, but like as if there was ink being injected under the flesh. And they're very pale, these particular Eldrins. Eldrins are not all necessarily very pale, but these happen to be. So you can really kind of see these black striations kind of spreading through their skull and down their neck as they're getting up. And they're not, they're not like Thriller by Michael Jackson undead kind of thing. They still seem to be quite alive and normal, but they are moving towards here.
I'm going to use my bonus action to move the hex from the corpse onto one of them, the one that's closest, the one to the north, just to have it. I'm not going to hit him yet. I don't know what's going on with these creatures.
No problem.
That one, perfect. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one by
Vivino.
Well, Fane is fine. But Vivino's a little wimp, and he's got a buddy. So that's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
And that is a total of 8 force damage.
Perfect.
As it sort of arcs around,
finishes him off, crashes in his chest, and sends him reeling to the ground, and he is dead. All right. Vivino, you see these two Eldrin sort of coming towards you guys, and while this one looks like he's heading down here kind of thing, but this one looks like she's probably going to be coming towards you. The monsters, there's one left down here by Fane. What would you like to do?
What is his take on, like, what can he see about them? I feel like I need to make a check of some kind.
What is it you're trying to see?
Like if they have an infected wound or something that's making them.
Yeah, so the first one took a hit from that sword, and the second one was bitten by the first one.
Okay. So he's not real sure what the hell's going on. But he's gonna step up to her and try to touch her to do cure wounds.
Okay. So give a touch hit. As she will attempt to defend herself.
It's at 18.
That totally hits.
So okay, so 8 healing.
So as your healing spell envelops her and sort of spreads through, you can see the wound, the bite wound, start closing up, but it doesn't seem to affect anything else about her.
Okay. Shit. I stab her with my other action.
Go for it.
Um,
If the
I
one
heal
doesn't
you.
work, the other one
It
might.
no work. Stab.
16.
The good Lord giveth, and the good Lord taketh away. 16 hits. They have no armor.
Oh, I'm gonna take away the 8 points I gave her. That's wait, what's my modifier on it? It's 2. Yeah, so 9 piercing magical.
Your sword runs her through. She crumples to the ground. You don't get the feeling she's completely dead, like she still has a lot of life. She still had a little bit of life left in her, but your sword like really kind of took the wind out of her. She's kind of crumpled down. Basically, she's got like 1 hit point left, but you can see that she's still kind of trying to reach out to grab you.
Yeah, I'll just use a little bit of movement to step back.
Not a problem. Fane.
Alrighty, so the gentleman, this term I'm going to
Yeah.
use loosely, right in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
just keep pushing the advantage against him.
Okay.
Try to attack. What I rolled is only going to be a 12. However, as I try to swing towards him and my blow, he starts moving around. I'm going to miss it. He goes deflected with the sword or whatever. There is a glimmer that goes across me and the Morning Star in unison, and I use a guided strike ability that I have to get a +10 to that attack roll as I channel divinity to fix my aim so that I can make contact with him. So it's actually a 20. I'm sorry, 8 plus 22 to hit.
Awesome. Barang.
And it'll be again, just a regular weapon. It's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So you give him a good walloping. Again, he seems to shrug off some of it.
Mm-hmm.
At their turn, he will attack you a couple times.
Sure.
That's what he does for a living or for a dying.
Right.
He rolled a 2, which is going to miss. And then, 19, 24.
Oh, that'll do it.
All right. And he gives you the old 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Bane wouldn't have done anything to that anyways. Not at all.
No. And then this one's just kind of crawling, trying to. This one goes over here, and the other one had been felled by a sword, but did not get back up. And this one goes over there and starts eating it.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
And at 8, your friends, anyone in need of some touching?
Ooh. They would see that Fane is taking quite a beating because he's in the middle of things, but he's not calling that out or anything. But they would definitely notice that he is.
All right. So he's
considerably
trying to kind of pull her back, and she kind of goes, "No, let go!" And she kind of gets away from him, and then she'll run over to where you are, and we'll give you. And it's her last spell, so enjoy it.
Oh, I will.
12 points of healing.
12. Very nice. That puts me back up to 21.
And him seeing that goes, "You're impossible." And he unleashes again. He doesn't want to drop a fireball on you guys, so he's going to unleash his magic missile action. And on the notes, nice. Unleashes his missiles. They curve as 4 of them sort of reach out. They curve around his sister, the bard. They curl back again around you, Fane, and they come around and they slam into this blue-faced devil here, who under the arcane assault crumbles to the ground.
Nice.
Smoking. and quite dead. And it'll be him, and then he'll be like, "Get back here," like trying to get his sister again. So back up to the top. Just are you going? What are you going to do? You're going to dispose of these people. They're pretty easy to hit and whatnot. So if you tell me that you're going to go up to them and sort of give them the last rites, I will just allow you to do that.
I want to. Asha's gonna walk past Eno and say, "Just wait, and I'm gonna what is the weakest attack that I have? I'm gonna use
Punch him. No.
my dagger. I'm gonna pull out a dagger from within one of the folds of these cloaks and use the butt of the dagger to strike this hexed creature just to see if they are resistant to necrotic damage too. So I'm gonna roll a dagger attack, which is a 12 plus 4, 16 to hit.
That hits, no problem.
And it does what? Okay, so it does
A D4, I think.
It does 5 piercing damage, and then hopefully 2 necrotic damage.
All right, so the necrotic damage doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
But the physical damage does full on.
Butt of the blade, unconscious. Not trying to kill him.
Okay. Well, so you do subdual damage. He's not completely out. You hit him, and then he kind of turns towards it.
Okay. So she's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do? Just narrate to me how you want to handle these two remaining.
So Ash, do I kill her?
Let's save one, perhaps for curiosity.
Okay, Thane, you kill the one that is.
So when you say
one.
that, the guy here goes, "No, we have to put them down. It's too
Yes.
dangerous to let them live.
We must end it now.
It's just going to spread. I know it's terrible, but trust me. In fact, we should gather the bodies once they're down and burn everything, or it's just going to spread."
I actually agree with him.
What is going to spread?
This thing they have. We'll talk about it later. Quick, let's just finish these off before one of them escapes, and then we have a bigger problem.
Very purposefully, Fane is going to step over the dead bodies in front of him, maybe accidentally kicking one in the process. And he's just going to purposefully, not with malice, not with rage, he's going to walk up to this creature that's eating the other one, and he's going to try to just destroy it, bring down a powerful blow, double-handed with the warhammer to destroy it.
Crush the back of its skull. It stops. You hits the ground, completely dead sauced. Vivino, you're gonna finish off the other one.
I mean, Ash, you're there.
I will do it. I will do it for you.
Okay, I will sheathe my rapier,
and I'll sink the dagger into her chest.
Not a problem. She dies, and you can see that this disease, whatever, after they're dead, is still moving under their skin, and still there. So the Eldrin says, just try not to get in contact with any of their blood or their wounds. Pile them together over there. Pile them in the house that they were in. And he uses Mage Hand. He's got Mage Hand. If somebody else got me, you can kind of drag them. Once you kind of pile them and the monsters inside of here, he'll use Agonazar Scorcher and set the whole thing on fire. It's contained. The building's out of stone, and there's nothing in it. So he says, "What the hell were those things? What? Who are you? Did you know those things were there?"
No, it was dark inside, and there were several creatures waiting.
All right. He turns to the other girls like, "Cithriel, we have to go tell Unwilling that these things are in here. Let's go." She's like, "Wait a second," and she comes to you guys. She goes, I'm sorry, I don't know why you were here or what happened, but thank you. You saved some lives today. These people, we would not have been able to save all these people that you did. So please accept my thanks. I really appreciate it." And she gives you a little smile, Tim, as she thanks you all, and she goes, I'm sorry, we have to go. We have to go warn people about this, but you should too. Like, tell your people that this is going around. There's this infection that they have. It's a plague. If it spreads, it could ravage your entire city down there. So, please advise your people. And again, thank you. And you get the feeling she's really sincere, like you know, when she says that. And
Fane looks at her and he says, "If you wish to thank us properly, tell your people that 3 gray Elden from below came up here to help with this."
No.
I will not. I will not fail to do so, sir.
Osh points to Eno and says, "He's actually gray Elderman. He looks
Oh,
pale,
See,
but
that's
he is actually the same."
she touched him, so that
Oh.
illusion-
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Never mind.
when
Forget
she
that.
when she healed him, it's off. And it was like, and he's just now realizing it, going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
And so she's like, I will not fail to do so, good sir. Again, thank you. You were most valorous today, Al. I will remember it, and others will know of it. And he's like, come on, Cythriel, we gotta go. She's like, all right.
Is this like gratitude from Eldrin surprising?
Yeah.
Also,
I had Eldrin that weren't overly offensive to you, but they're generally kind of dismissive. It is very surprising to like the other guys' reaction of like, let's just go, forget these guys, let's just go is more normal.
And I'll turn to Eno. You have your papers still? Your poetry?
no, I burned them. Okay,
Okay.
but you don't. We don't want them to know we were here.
I think it's too late for that, my friend.
Yeah, because as these two kind of turn around the corner and take off, the people are starting to come out, and they're coming towards you guys, and they're like, thank you, and they're coming, they're offering you like they have like apples or stuff like
No.
that, like they're giving you things. They're like, thank you, you saved us.
Okay, we need to not. Okay,
You're so brave. And they
I'll take
like
an apple.
try to press some stuff on.
Fane will just turn away from these people and start making his way back down below. They've done what they've come to do, and he's over it basically.
I will take an apple or two.
Wait. Ash has apple also.
Yeah.
When you look at your ring, the ring has gone back to kind of like, you know, disinterested sort of color. And as you guys head back towards the sewer entrance that leads to your home, Vivino, you take one last look over your shoulder, and just as you do so, before she leaves around the corner, you see her looking over her shoulder again, Cythriel. She gives you one last smile and disappears down the alleyway.
And that's when the haste kicks off, and I am exhausted.
So the two of you will haul your friend back
Yeah.
down into the nethers with you. And on that note, we will end this first episode of The Well, and we shall return next week to find out exactly what the hell those things were.
Yeah.
And sort of what's going on with all this bad craziness. I want to thank you so much, guys. It was absolutely wonderful to watch you role play again to these characters. Get your your nuts out of the fire here, because it was a pretty tough combat. So you did pretty good with that, helping each other out. That was great. I loved seeing that. Really appreciate you being here. If you would like, give us one more turn at getting to know you, telling us who you are, what you got going on. Kevin, as always, begin with you.
Yes, thank you for having us. This was awesome. I'm looking forward to the next 2 episodes. I know this is going to be juicy. And when Butcher returns, he's going to have all kinds of things to say.
Yeah, but you're gonna have some problems.
Yes, I am Kevin, found online at Kevran Games or at the Game Night Heroes podcast. Again, thank you, everybody. This is start of something fun, I can tell.
Cool. Thank you very much. Tim.
Tim, Flam Blackmore on Twitter. Doing a few other projects at the moment. Just playing around on this and Rainbows and Razor Blades, Cyberpunk, and having a lot of fun with this. Getting to return and be a completely different character.
Yeah, very much so. Very interesting. Did you pick up the name of the guy they're going to see?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So the plot thickens, the plot sickens. Scoozy, tell us about yourself.
Yo. I'm Scoozy News on all the stuff, Twitch and Twitter and stuff. I'm not super active on social media, but I'm still there. Still pictures of me and stuff. Check it out. I am excited to see what happens in this next couple of weeks here.
Plenty of weirdness ahead. Thank you so much for being here. I am Bleakseason at the Bleakseason on Twitter. I'd like to give a shout out to Dungeon Dave, our producer here tonight, doing some great last minute work to accommodate some stuff. It was incredible. Thank you very much, Dave. Also, you can check us out on Twitch and our Discord. We love to have new people coming in, playing games with us. We have a couple of games that have like rotating casts and even opportunities for people to GM. So if you're interested, come on down, give us a pitch. We're happy to give people a chance to try this out because it's sometimes difficult for people to get into this kind of streaming thing. So we're happy to open our doors. We have so many new shows coming out on our channel on Twitch, Guild Superior on Twitch. We have every second Sunday Blade Runner by Free League Publishing that's going on. We just had our first session. It's going to run for another 7 sessions. Very dark, rated M for mature. A lot of great stuff going on with the characters there. We have Monday Night Mayhem featuring rotating casts of GMs, different kinds of games. Currently, there is a Runehammer game going on, being GM'd by the Grand Maestro of Munificence, Dungeon Dave himself, on Monday nights at 8 Eastern. On Tuesday nights, we're starting a new Greyhawk campaign, Heroes of Greyhawk, that I get the opportunity to play in, that Dave is running also. And of course, this game, which will continue every Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, now until these guys get sick and tired of me and kick me out, which, we never know when that's going to happen. A lot of plans, a lot of good stuff going on. Please come and join us, watch, play, just come and hang out. We'd love to have you here. Thank you very much to everyone who's here watching us. Thank you, guys. And we will see you next week.
Thank you. Thanks. Cool. Thanks.
Thank
Yeah, it
you.
was so much fun. Awesome.
You guys have a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight, that took a turn right at the beginning. I was like, oh boy, what are we getting into here?
Yeah, I imagine if we had done worse and we didn't have those, if we didn't have those dumbasses saving our ass, that would have been ground zero for a plague right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that first hit doing 1/3 of my health was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm not a frontline guy. That's not a thing.
Yeah, neither am I. I had to get out of there. Osh
I
had to
know.
get out of there.
Well,
I
I
would
know.
take 2 attacks rather than 5 attacks.
I knew Osh being the warlock needing that space for Eldritch Blast, that I had melee ability, but I was like, I don't belong here.
Right. Right.
He did good. He had a magical weapon, which he needed to mess with these guys.